Hey guys. So we decided we were going to do an impromptu Friday the 13th type deal. We actually got here in about 2 hours, we got an interview with Ron Sloan, who plays Junior in part five. So we got some time to spare. So we decided we're going to go over all of our favorite, you know, Friday the 13th, our favorite Jasons. Hell, we might even break down the fan films for you guys. Um,
Oh,
so without further ado, happy Friday the 13th, and let's dive into it. So, number one, obviously, um, started it all. Without that one, you wouldn't have had anything. Um, what'd you think of it?
the first one.
Yeah,
Um, I liked it for the who done it element. The fact that there was murder in it. It was like a, I don't know, a bloodier, nastier version of like an Agatha Christie story or something. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like, um, uh, and I thought that what they were attempting to do worked. Like they found a way to make a really cheap movie, and then they cashed in for a whole bunch of money. So I mean, who doesn't like the idea of summer camp and somebody running around the woods killing people? I mean, it's a good formula, and they found out very quickly that they could profit off of that. So
yeah, and not just them either. I
it's why
mean,
we got how many more?
yeah, I mean, and not to mention too, like just the camp setting in general. I mean,
Hmm.
look how many. I mean, you lose count on how many you have. I mean, the burning. Hell, even the new stuff. Bloody summer camp.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's a trope that hasn't been burnt
yeah,
out yet.
yeah. There's a lot of variations of that. Yeah, the several um, we'll say new films that aren't based on any of that. They're not fan films,
Mm-hmm.
but they still use a very similar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we just talked to Felissa Rose, so we could throw out, Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's been in however many camp movies since then, not to mention, Bloody Summer Camp, but like Camp
Mm-hmm.
Dread,
Mm-hmm.
or Jesus Christ. That comedy that she did,
Oh yeah, the
the Caesar and Otto,
auto. Yeah,
which I think is great, by the
it's
way.
hilarious. It's great.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and what the fuck? We talked to Orlando
Yeah,
Rodriguez. Well,
Rodriguez. Yeah.
what? I can't remember the name of the movie that he's in.
Uh,
Um, yeah, you got me on that one.
I
Shit,
got it. Hold on.
it's got like the
IMDb.
smiley face mask and all
Yeah,
that
I know. I
stuff.
know.
And
Like I can see it in my head, and I can't remember what the
yeah,
damn name
yeah.
of it is.
Jesus, Camp
Oh,
Pleasant. Camp Pleasant. Was that it? No, that's a different one. Shit. Um,
now you want me? Now I want to say Camp Happy. Sounds fucking horrible.
all right, sorry, I was not prepared to even
Yeah.
bring that up. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Sorry. It's all right. I gotta fucking figure it out. God damn it. You might. You might be right.
No, I want to say that Camp Pleasant was another Felissa Rose
Camp Pleasant Lake.
production.
You
Oh,
were
Camp
on. You
Pleasant
were on.
Lake.
You were on the
I was
right.
close. I
You
was
were on the
close.
right. You were on. I
Okay.
think that's it. Hold on. Maybe that's not it.
Hmm.
Oh fuck. We look like a bunch of idiots. Oh well.
yeah,
We
yeah.
tried.
Well, let's move on.
Was he was in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think this
Absolutely.
is it then. Fake. Well, we suck. No, this has to be it. Yeah, this is it. Because it's got Bonnie Aaron's in it.
Camp Pleasant Lake. Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Okay.
But I don't see him in it. Oh, let me go. Let me keep going down. Let me
No,
do
that is it. That is it.
Is it?
That's what we're
Okay,
looking
good.
at. Yep, Camp Pleasant Lake.
Jesus
Has to be.
Christ. All right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Beret is in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Just making sure. All right. So, um, first one, yeah, started it all. Again, not not gonna sit here and say that it was the best because it wasn't. Um,
It's the one that started it all. I
That's
mean,
what it has going for it, and
yeah.
it starts the whole entire thing. But I mean, ranking it wise now, what we got 12, right? Um,
Something like that.
I go middle of the road. I
Yeah,
go like 6.
me too. Yeah, I have that one pretty far down my list. I actually ranked it fourth.
That's not bad.
No, 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 no. And I wouldn't say that's pretty far down the list. I feel like even though it was the first movie and it started it all, that it's still a pretty good flick, despite the fact that it's missing the key element that everybody loves, and that, of course, is Jason Voorhees.
Hmm.
Well, as a killer,
Yeah.
you know, he he's referenced in the movie. You see him as a child. Ari Lehman's at the end to, basically try to pull Alice into the water, which you don't really find out if that actually happened or if it was a dream sequence, that sort of thing. Um, like I found this movie interesting because it was one of those where you didn't know really who to sympathize with. It's like I didn't really give a shit about the camp counselors, and it wasn't bothering me a whole lot that they were getting killed.
Right.
And I found myself, like, to a degree, sympathizing with the killer, which puts you in a unique situation that you don't encounter a lot. It's like, well, yeah, she had a disabled child who, like, drowned in the lake, and it was due to gross negligence of the people that were supposed to be watching him, and she just couldn't let that go. I mean, it it was really compelling,
Hmm.
and to me, um, made her a character that I sympathized with, despite the fact that she was killing people.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of hit the nail on the head there. I mean, again,
Hmm.
sympathy goes a long way, and horror movies you don't get it very often.
Yeah.
Like you don't sympathize for anybody. Hell, I find myself in half of these rooting like, can this be the first person to die? Let
Hmm.
that be the first person to die. Let this person, that person. But this one, yeah, you're just kind of like same way. You're like, you just don't care. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say that's a good ranking for both of us. Now, there's going to be, I think we're going to probably wind up changing our ranking halfway through this thing.
I'm going to upset the apple cart because I have changed my lineup recently.
It
With
happens.
how much we've been, like, either referencing these movies or researching people who've made a movie,
Hmm.
or just rewatching them. It's just I have realigned what I like about these movies, and I think not everybody's going to agree with what I have to say.
Well, half the people don't anyway because you're
I
fucked
know,
up in the head.
I know, I'm a weirdo,
Yeah, you're
but all
weirdo.
right.
There you go. That's what I meant to say, weirdo, not fucked up in the head.
Same
Yeah.
shit.
So here we go. So here's tipping over to Apple Cart, part two. Um, damn.
I fucking love part two.
I
You know, it's still top of my list.
Yeah.
Uh,
Part two is just you take something that worked and you run with it and you make it better.
yeah.
And Sackhead Jason. I mean, there's a reason, and we'll get into it. That he
Yeah.
makes another appearance in another movie.
Mm,
That is the reason why he's so popular. And not to mention, I mean, let's face it, the way he moves, the way he runs, um, pretty terrifying. I mean,
yeah.
just one of those things. I mean, and it's just he's got one eye, and it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I would say this is yes, number 2 on my list. Part
Yeah.
2 is number 2.
Yeah. Viewing the world in two dimensions through his one eye hole.
I'm like, fuck
Um,
that.
yeah. It's difficult to make somebody wearing a sack on their head scary. And I've heard it say that it's not scary, but I think to a degree it is. And it was actually a low dollar way for this movie to give you a killer that they didn't want to spend a lot of money on the
Mm-hmm.
makeup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it is bothersome that
Mm-hmm.
you can't see the killer's face, and um, I would say that his movements were quick, which we saw less of that as the franchise went on, and that's part of what made him scary is the fact that he could move quick, that he could grab somebody, that he could be, you know, violent, and he'd give you these looks, even though it was through one eye. You know, it's like it was pretty disturbing to look at.
Yeah.
But for me, it was all Amy Steele. So if she wasn't, if it weren't for her performance, I would not rank this movie so high. I just liked her, and she was great.
Yeah, and I love the actors that played Jason in this. You know, Warrington Gillette, and you know, the late great
Steve Dash.
Steve Dash. I mean,
he's awesome.
He's amazing. Yes.
Bringing up fan films, Vengeance. He was great in Vengeance.
He was amazing in Vengeance.
He was one of the top performers in there for me.
100%.
And that was one of the. I think that was the last thing he did.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
And it was top notch. I mean,
if you're gonna,
and
the fact left his mark.
Yeah, when I found out later that they wrote that part specifically because he agreed to do the movie, and he asked for a bigger part. You know, I just found that even more cool. That it wasn't even intended to be that big of a role in the film, but they wrote it specifically because he wanted a bigger part, and
thank God he got it, because
his contribution was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I felt it in that movie. It was great.
No doubt. No doubt. So yeah, I echo everything you say. I mean, Amy Steele just crushed the performance.
She blew it out of the water.
Without her, it would have been.
Freaking loved her.
It definitely would have been hard to rank it so high. I mean, even as scary as Jason was with just the sack over his head and yada yada yada, still would have been kind of hard to rank it that high. But yeah, definitely echo that. All right, part 3. Here we go. Here's where shit starts to hit the fan. So, where he gets his iconic mask, and you don't get to really see his face until the very, very end. So I mean, this one's I don't mind this one. This one's kind of grown on me. I used to hate it just because it was so goddamn dumb, but now like I sympathize for some of these characters, like Shelley. Like I feel like I would be Shelley in a horror movie. Probably not.
No,
but,
you're not. You're not Shelley.
But but you sympathize for people like that. Like you got the heartthrob that all they do is fuck all summer long. And you got the potheads in the back. You got Shelley with his makeup kit. You got Vera that they pick up. And it's honestly it's a good cast. I mean, it's a diversified cast. I mean, it's I don't mind them. I feel kind of sorry for them because again, look at the scene where they go to the grocery store, and they run into the biker gang, and Vera drops the wallet, just gets fucking embarrassed in front of everybody. I mean, that's something that you want to do is you want to run somebody's ass over. So you do the next best thing and you run their bikes over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and everybody wants to do that. You get talked down like that. You get talked to like that. Like, man, fuck that noise. Then you break my windshield. I mean,
yeah,
damn, we gotta take this to the next level. So I like the characters in this one. I think is it Richard Brooker that does Jason in this one, I think. Let me double check because I don't want to get fucking demolished. I should know this.
Well, you would know better than me.
Our
You're probably
podcast,
right.
Our podcast is going to get canceled now.
Canceled.
I don't even fucking know that.
It's
Jesus.
free. You can't cancel something that's free.
Oh, the internet will fucking find a way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bastards came and figure out who Jason is. We got it. We'll do our research.
Yeah, you're right. Richard Brooker. Okay. Just making sure. Interesting portrayal of Jason. Kind of like a hunchback, lumbering type. I'll never forget when he shoots the harpoon at Vera and turns around, drops and turns around, like lumbers off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why does he look like he's got a hunchback? He moved very well. I mean, again, you don't have to be fast to be scary, but
when you're a lumbering giant, that's scary too.
Yeah, this is the one where our idea of Jason Voorhees took form and yeah, and lasted throughout the rest of the franchise, and he got really creative with his kills and just picked. It wasn't all machete hacking. I mean, there's lots of other things that were taken. I mean, the spear gun was probably the highlight of inventive kills in that one. Although I might just not be remembering one other really super good kill. But
Pitchfork.
I'm sure, yeah, there was a
Oh, and a
pitchfork.
head squeeze.
Sure. First time we saw that, um, that's so I had the opposite problem. I really used to really like this one,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't until later that it just lost its ranking with me because I saw other ones I thought were cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this one was awesome. A lot of people love it, but despite that, I've dropped this thing way down on the list to about number 8.
Woo!
I know that sounds low.
That's where I got it.
Is that right?
Yep. That's where I got it. I didn't mind it, didn't love it, didn't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, just it sets the tone for pretty much the rest of the franchise. The hockey mask. Just his the iconic weapons that he gets. He gets an axe, uses that in just about every other one that you can think of. But yeah, it's not all machete and everything like that. In fact, he doesn't even get his machete until the next one, part 4, final chapter. I'm making sure before I say anything, I get this right. Even though I know I'm right on this one.
What?
Jason in this one. Ted White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Good. Love this Jason.
Mm-hmm.
This has a really okay. First of all, Crispin Glover dancing. I mean,
oh my.
Do I need? I don't even need to say anything else. I mean, seriously,
that was the most '80s thing I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
That was insane.
It was incredible.
Yeah. And no one actually called that the dead fuck dance. It just became known as that because of the dialogue earlier in the movie where he
Teddy,
for some silly reason, he got this idea in his head from his buddy that he was a dead fuck.
Oh my god!
And it was so ingrained in his brain that when he actually got lucky later in the movie, that he actually asked.
He actually had to ask
the chick. He's like, "Am I a dead fuck?"
Man,
amazing.
That's what that yeah. That's what that shit does to you, man. It fucks with your head.
That's right. Incredible writing in this movie.
Incredible writing. I like this one.
Yeah.
I like the way Jason moves in this one. I like the cast of characters. I mean,
he was legit scary in this one.
He was pretty fucking terrifying. And it kind of showed like one of the only times you see his intelligence. Like he snaps, Rob's gun in half, rips the maps up. So like it's like, damn, all right, dude. Like, don't give any way to fight back. So that was kind of cool. I like that. And he was just genuinely scary. And, even like the final scene when they're in the house, the shit that he does, throwing the hammer, like, okay, now we throw shit. Now he's even scarier.
Yeah.
So, and he takes a licking too, man. He gets hit in the head with a fucking TV. I still love when they dump the books on him. That's fucking hilarious. Like, good job, guys. Cool. It's going to stop him. Yeah, but I like this one. I love Ted White as this Jason too.
Yeah.
And the finale is fucking, god damn, is it gruesome. Tom Savini, I mean, you can tell his fucking effects are all over this.
Yeah.
So, very end of it, look out.
Yeah, the crowning gem, machete in the head, sliding down the thing, getting all the facial contortions and so forth when that's happening. I mean, it doesn't get a lot cooler than that, when it comes to a practical effect. So, I mean, yeah, totally. Yeah, Savini left his mark on this movie, and people have been talking about it ever since, and for good reason.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So I put 4 at 4.
I got this one at number 3.
There you go. Yeah, see, we're
Yeah,
not that far off. And guys,
yeah, we're not
I
far.
see you guys are see some of you motherfuckers are watching. Chime in. Where do you guys rank them at? I know you don't have to be quiet out there. Dave Kerr says what's up. So thank you, Dave, for hopping on. Of course, we got the one and only Claire Bacon out there. So yeah, part 4. A lot of people love this one. This one is a lot of people's favorites, I know. So I mean, and with good reason. Yeah. All right, now here's where shit's gonna hit the fan, because I know. Part 5.
I have part 5 at 5. Like this one is in the front half for me, and I have a few reasons for that. And I know that a lot of people will disagree with it because it's been classically hated ever since its release. But this is one of the first Fridays that I saw.
Well, it's funny too, because after me and you have talked about this, a couple times, this one's kind of really started to turn around. Because it brings it back, like you said with the very first one. It's a whodunit story. That's what this is. Like, okay, well, and they and this the one thing that I really do love about this one is it doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's not trying to make you think anything other than these people are being killed. That's it. And it's like, it's not Jason because he has the blue, so it's like that's different.
Right.
It's not like they're trying to hide anything from you.
No, people felt cheated or like misled with this one, but honestly, this one had its colors posted up front. They called it a new beginning. They gave you a similar storyline, but with like a grieving parent, killing out of revenge. I mean, they basically gave you part 1 again. They just changed some roles up. They gave you a little bit different context. Instead of like camp counselors, they gave you like actual counselors, who were running a halfway house with wayward kids, or troubled youth, or people who had developmental disorders. It was just a hodgepodge place, to put a bunch of diverse people together with a group of adults that were, someone that could take the blame.
And it comes out swinging, literally. I mean,
and you get some really inventive kills. You get some really good gore effects in this. You didn't get a lot of gore. You just got a lot of really inventive kills, and like violent acts, like you get a decapitation on a motorcycle. You get somebody getting their head crushed with a leather strap. You get
leave her right through the window.
Right. You get the hedge clippers through the eyes. You know what I mean? It's like, this was a brutal movie. I mean, nasty in a lot of ways. And it was, I think, trying to outdo the films that came before it, and I felt it was successful in a lot of ways, and of course you get Deb Voorhees with her boobies out, and you get
said it, not me.
Yeah, and you get like Melanie Kinnaman in a wet T-shirt. I mean, how can you go wrong with this movie? And it gets a ton of hate, and I just don't understand
because of that pink sweater.
Well, that's just
that fucking sweater would have just been
some
more
editing bullshit that had nothing to do with her.
All right, so and this is what I was going to bring up, tonight with Ron, was this felt like this was the last Friday the 13th that really tried to push the envelope, that really tried to do something different, even though MPAA completely and utterly butchered it. You kind of still felt what was going on, like you said, with Deborah Voorhees with the hedge clippers. I mean, shit, it doesn't take a lot of imagination to figure out what just happened. But again, you go behind the scenes and look at what it could have been. They definitely cut down a lot of stuff. But like with Billy and Lana, he was snorting coke right there. she was doing coke, and it was like, titties
Mm-hmm.
in the diner. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely tell you, as far as titties go, I think this one made it showed the most up to this point. So very like sexual driven. But like you said, I mean, inventive too. I mean, it was
Yeah.
and again, it wasn't even Jason, which made it even, better to me, because
Yeah.
he never did anything like that. At that point, you couldn't even say it's a copycat. It's like he ran, he killed a couple people with a machete, but like you said, I mean, he throws, Gramps through the window. He ain't got no eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do to him? I mean, Miguel, gets pulled when he's taking a shit. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Some of his killing and brutality almost made it seem like he was trying to like after the fact. It made it seem like he was trying to take authorities off the scent
mhm.
of the revenge killing. So he kills some randoms amongst them because why did he kill Junior and his mom? You know what I mean? They weren't witnesses to anything.
Right.
It just they were there,
He didn't like
and
her
they
fucking
were
stew.
opportunity kills basically.
He didn't like her stew.
Um,
That's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. I mean, I understand why the dude who showed up to basically work and get food, from Junior's mom, why he got it because he's
That's an
sitting
ugly
there.
fucking man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's sitting there trying to watch, the two kids, have sex in the woods. So he's got to eat it first
Oh,
before
absolutely.
the killer can take them because,
Yeah.
he's just the sick perv who's sitting there watching,
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
yeah, I have to look at it like that, where
You know what? I love the perspective. I
he's
do.
throwing off the scent.
Yeah, and this Jason, Tom Morga, if I'm not mistaken, he played a good Jason. He had a couple. I know when. Oh, let's not leave out Tommy Jarvis's character either. This was the Tommy Jarvis trilogy. This was the second in it. You had Final Chapter, which was introduction with Corey Feldman, and you have John Shepard with Tommy here. When they're getting ready to go into the barn, and how Jason stops and turns around, that's like a classic feel. Like, okay, now you called him out, so now he turns around and he looks. It's like, yeah, and Dick Wyan too. Yeah, yeah. Tom Morgan was in this movie though, wasn't
he? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, he's also credited as Jason.
Okay,
Voorhees.
Cool. Just make sure.
Yeah.
No,
you're not wrong about that.
All right, good. Phew. But yeah, I mean, so I like this one. I will put kind of like with you, man. I'm putting 5 at 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to
5's
6.
a good one. So
we're going to 6.
Hate us if you like it.
Hate us if you like it. No, don't. Fuck it. I'm going straight for it, boy. Number 6, number 1.
That's your number 1? Okay.
Fucking love this movie.
It's a good one.
I mean, and I will straight up fucking say CJ Graham killed this as Jason. He was fucking amazing. This was up until probably Kane takes over.
Mm-hmm.
This was the best Jason. And that's not to take anything away from anybody that's played Jason. But the way that he moved, the way that he did stuff, he didn't fuck around. Like, he stomped through the woods like he had a fucking purpose. Like, you were fucked. Good cast. Great cast. Tom Matthews. Can't go wrong with Tom Matthews. He's fucking amazing. Everybody else, the sheriff, Megan, Court, Nikki with our friend Darcy.
Yes.
She was great in it. Everybody was great in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I love this fucking movie. I love the comedy aspect of it.
This one's great.
It's got slapstick in it.
I've got this one ranked at number 2, and that's just because I put part two at my top one.
Yeah.
But this one was pretty inventive with how they were going to get Jason back in the movie. Like part five, the thing that pissed everybody off is that they basically had a copycat killer. And everybody felt cheated and they're like, oh, where's Jason? Forget the fact that this was supposed to be a new beginning. Forget the fact that Tommy Jarvis was supposed to become the new killer.
Mm-hmm.
They just completely scrapped that idea because the fans weren't accepting it. Even though it had a really great opening weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed to be doing well in the box office, immediately they freaked out and they're like, oh, we're about to lose our moneymaker here. And they scrapped their idea for their plans of the future and just regrouped and said, we need a new story. So, and as we found out, they somebody approached Tom McLaughlin because they saw what he did with One Dark Knight. And they're like, we need a new idea. We need Jason back in this movie. So, and him being, a classic film fanatic that he is, gave us a Frankenstein's monster. I mean, it doesn't get a lot cooler than that.
Who's this Facebook user? Because I'm liking this person. First of all, that is my favorite fucking quote from this movie. I love it. It's called Screwing the Pooch. And yes, excellent. Teenage Frankenstein, Man Behind the Mask. This Alice Cooper soundtrack is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. Alice Cooper is Jesus. I don't know what that was, but
breaking shit.
Yeah.
It is Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah. Oh.
Sign your ass out, sign back in like we tell you to do every time.
Well, you also have to technically register with streaming.
Oh, fuck that noise on.
Then sign out, sign back in.
Fuck that noise on.
Yeah. It's okay. We know who you are.
We know who you are.
And we love you. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Part 6, it's up there pretty high. It's a really kick-ass movie. I like the look of Jason in this. I like the whole bringing him back to life thing, even though, you can take big issues with it. It's like if he was truly dead, he wouldn't have any eyes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah. It's just there was problems with it, but you weren't supposed to focus on that. You're supposed to have fun, and that's exactly what this movie was, and that's why it ranks so high. Because
I don't like that he killed Arnold Horshack in the beginning of this movie.
Okay,
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That is a very big
because he's cool.
He's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. And ends up in the coffin. Jeez.
In the coffin with his fucking boot out. Can't even put him back in there right. The gravekeeper in that movie is fucking amazing. What do I look like? A fart head?
Yeah.
Like a fart head? It's PG? Damn.
That's so good.
We were getting there. But yeah, I mean, 6 is just so much fun. That's the thing, is that it's fun. And a lot of people I think agree with 6 being top gear with it.
And I agree, CJ played that really well. I mean, his movements were deliberate. There was nothing extra to it. He was just big, lurking, menacing. I think that's exactly what he's supposed to do. He was brutal. He was quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You didn't see the Kane Hunter thing. He didn't do like the chest breathing thing. He was dead. Just a reanimated corpse at that point. So I felt it really fit. The way he played that worked really well.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with everything you said. All right, now we start to get into the realm of insanity. But what's really crazy is I'm going to get killed for this one. I have 7 ranked at number 3. And the only reason, one of the only reasons, is because this is when Kane takes over.
I got you.
And it has for as much as this one got destroyed by the MPAA, because this was the most edited movie I think I've ever seen, other than 8. But you could still piece things together.
5 was edited pretty hard.
5, after 4, they were just
bleh. They all got edited bad.
Yeah, but this one, you had Terry Kaiser in this movie. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Laura Park Lincoln, Kevin Spiritus. And again, this introduced Kane as Jason. So, yeah, the story was corny with the whole telepathy thing, but again, and
Jason
this is
versus Carrie.
Yeah, and that's what it was marketed as. Basically, was that
Yeah,
right there?
Pretty much.
But at the same time, it's like, well, are we going to do this again? We're just going to go in the woods with kids. What are we going to do this time? Now, and this did also have the sleeping bag kill, which that has become synonymous with Kane and with Jason, and respectively. So,
and the tent peg that was everywhere.
That was everywhere. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and actually, there's a fun fact. I don't know if you knew this or realized it, but the guy that plays is his name? Is it Tom that's in Night of the Living Dead? The 68. Is it Tom? Tom and Judy Rose, I think is who it is. William Butler plays him in Night of the Living Dead, and that's actually the one guy's brother in this one. I just found that out today.
Huh.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a complete random fun fact. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't even realize that. Yeah, William Butler is the guy's name. He was at Living Dead weekend. I was like, huh, I did not realize he was in this movie until today.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's and I mean, honestly, the kills are pretty legit in this one. Somebody gets a fucking a party thing shoved in her eye and it goes Wah! And it squeaks. So that was legit as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're going to talk about that, then we may as well bring up Roseblood.
Might as well.
Because so many things from Part 7 were carried over into Roseblood. So the fan film that Peter Anthony did. We got that party favor. With one of the characters was holding that. Before he got killed through the wall.
Yep.
We got Terry Kaiser back in the movie. We got Lar Park Lincoln back in the movie. We got Kevin Spiritus back in the movie. You know what I mean? Some of them with larger parts than others. It's just there was so many references back to that film. Not to mention other movies in the franchise. So, Peter is like a true fan of the series, and he took great care in making sure that he maintained the canon of the original films when he wrote his story. And
absolutely.
I felt, like first time I watched it, I missed a lot of that stuff, and I didn't realize, how masterful that was done until I learned a little bit about it and went back and watched it again. I was like, holy shit, there's a lot in here.
If you can go back and look, I think that's just that's the testament to him. If you can go back and watch a fan film over and over and over to catch things that you missed.
Yeah.
You're not watching it for your fucking health. It's a good movie because otherwise be like, well, whatever I missed. I'll look the shit up on Wikipedia. But you watch it again. I mean, I've seen the movie like 5 times.
Yeah. I went back and watched it again recently. Last week.
I'm still finding stuff. I'm like, hey, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's Peter's writing and his attention to detail. So kudos to you, Peter Anthony. You motherfucker. So 7, where are you ranking that at?
Believe it or not, I have 7 at number 7.
Okay. Now you're just going to get corny now. I guess
not really.
Number 8 will be 8 and 9 will be 9.
No, I didn't do that.
I know that's not happening. All right. Speaking of which, let's move on to again, Kane Hodder took over as Jason.
Yeah.
He's legit. He brings his own spin to it. The whole chest breathing, the head turning. You can tell when it's him. And it's pretty fucking amazing. Especially with all the costume on and everything like that. I think he does a great job.
You want to know what my favorite stunt in that movie was? And it's going to sound really stupid. I just love the way that it looked.
Please tell me it's when he falls in that puddle.
It is. It is
when
his leg gets grabbed by the freaking tree root.
Yep.
That she controlled with her mind, and he just takes like a face plunge into that
Yep.
puddle of water. I was like, that's the coolest looking thing
now,
ever.
See, now that's freaky because we both knew that. I was like, he's going to say a fucking puddle. Sure enough.
Yeah. I
No,
thought
I
you'd
love
think
it.
that was stupid. I didn't realize you had the same one.
No, he just. I mean, because
Yeah.
again, it's just
Yeah.
he doesn't catch himself. He just
Yeah.
goes.
There's lots of good shit in there. I mean, hell, he takes a fall through the steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ends up in the basement.
It's set on fire.
Yeah, it gets set on fire. But for some reason, that stupid puddle scene is my favorite.
It's fucking awesome. Anybody else agrees? Comment. If not, fuck y'all. Anyway, part 8. Here we go. Oh my God. Jason Takes Vancouver. That's what this movie should have fucking been called.
Should have been.
But it is Jason Takes Manhattan. This movie is fucking stupid. But this movie is fucking fun. I hate to say it. And the only reason I'm going to say it, and I guarantee you, a lot of people will agree. This was one. So way back when, and I know you probably remember at some point, USA would show horror movies. They would show them on Sundays or Saturday up all night.
Yep.
So, but they would always show like Pet Sematary 1 and 2, Tremors, fucking Halloween 2. Never showed all the other ones till later on. But they always did Friday the 13th Part 7 and Part 8. Like you never saw any other ones on USA. It was always 7 and 8. And I watched the bejesus out of 8 because it was the only time I could watch it because it wasn't on Sci-Fi and it was on during the afternoon. So I'm like, fuck yeah, watch Friday the 13th at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Count me in. I recorded this shit on a VHS and watched the piss out of it. Just because it was Jason. It was Friday the 13th. So it's got like a special meaning to me as far as like sentimental because it's the one I've seen the most. But, after watching it when I had a brain, this movie's fucking terrible. It makes no fucking sense. There's shit that happens.
It really doesn't.
It has shit in this movie that I don't even know how to explain. He can teleport now. I know that for a fucking fact.
Yeah.
Or he's really, really fast.
Yeah. And where's the boat that they're taking? You know what I mean? Is it on the lake? And how does it get out of the lake and go to a port of a city? You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of nonsensical plot points with this. It looks really cool, and the kills are fun. I've got all that to say. The effects are good. But it really doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense.
It's fucking,
not to me.
It's insane.
And that's why we lost everybody just now because they're like, "Fuck you, I love Part 8."
Come on, guys! God damn! I didn't say it was like horrible. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. I still like the movie. I mean, it's not a horrible movie. It's the worst. I would probably say the worst Friday the 13th movie. Just because it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. And and correct me if I'm wrong, but does this not feel like the sleaziest, grimiest, and not just because he's slimy through the entire fucking movie, which kudos to you with your ectoplasm. But do you want to have the shot of the guy doing the heroin at the beginning? That was like 10 minutes. Like, let's show the needle, and if anybody ever wanted to know how to do heroin, just watch the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 8. It show you straight up. Here's how long you do the spoon. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you all? And it was just a dirty, grimy fucking movie, especially when they get to New Coover, or whatever you want to call it, New York.
Yeah.
But again, and the if you have not seen the end of this movie, I don't know what the fuck happens. I have no clue.
With the toxic waste
he
and
gets
stuff?
hit with this. He gets hit with the sewage.
Okay.
He all of a sudden throws up water.
Mm-hmm.
He catches on fire, and then
he's
a little boy again.
Yeah.
Okay. But I will tell you that fucking jam, Darkest of Nights, that theme song is fucking money.
Yeah.
I love that theme song, but this movie is fucking nuts.
Yeah. This is one of those that it bothers me when this one gets ranked higher than certain other ones. You know what I mean? It's like I just about left a Friday the 13th fan group because I got so fucking sick of so many people saying, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you know, part 9 is like by far the worst. I'm like,
don't you hate
like,
that? And I
what
do
are
that
you
too.
talking about? You know,
I do that too. I'm not trying to be a dick. You know, as soon as somebody says that, you're about to be a dick.
Right. Don't say I'm not being a dick here, because you are. you say that right before you're getting ready to do it. Yeah, I firmly believe that. You're right.
I'm serious. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dick. Stop.
Yeah. Oh,
because you're
okay.
about to be.
Well, yes.
Because you're about to be.
Like that's like when somebody says, "With all due respect." Well, you say that right before you get ready to disrespect somebody.
Me, yeah, or
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Shut the fuck.
So what you should say is, "With respect." With respect, sir.
Yeah.
I believe this, you know, but they're like, with all due respect.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yeah, whatever's owed to you, asshole.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And as soon as you say it, it's like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but as soon as you say but, anything else that you're about to say is irrelevant, because you just said, not trying to be a dick, but you're about to be a dick. And I'll tell you one thing right now. That's why nobody's watching, because they know damn well, Don, you are the epitome of that. I'm not trying to be a dick, but.
Yep.
But man, I gotta rank this at like number fucking 12.
And I'm with you.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I got it.
It's bottom of the barrel. I mean, yeah. And again, guys, you know, this is all an opinion.
It's a hell of a lot of fun, but you look at it from anything other than the fun standpoint, you know, you can't possibly.
Yeah. With all due respect.
Yeah. With all due respect, you know, put this wherever you want it. This is just a personal opinion, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's the thing that I love about horror movies. It's completely subjective. It's up to the viewer, you know. Don't let anybody tell you that something sucks if you believe it's awesome. You know what I mean? I don't. You know, there's so yeah, don't let my opinion of this, which is kind of why I hate rankings a lot of times, because it's like, you know, it's like, the top 10 of this, the top 5 of that. You know, it's like, well, who says it's the top 10? Who says that's the top 5? You do. The guy writing it.
He tells me this after we get the fucking 8 movies. I don't like ranking. The son of a bitch. We ranked 8 movies.
But I agreed to it because I want to do something special for Friday the 13th, you know, and like I said, this is my opinion.
Yeah, we
not a lot of people are going to share this.
Yeah.
I don't mind upsetting the apple cart here, because I'm just sharing my opinion with you. You can dump all over it later if you want. That's fine.
you can if all of a sudden, you know, 150, because I know how many people are in our group. When I see that number start dropping,
they're gonna be like, "You put part 9 where?"
Yeah, which, oh boy. All right, wrapping up 8. Kane Hodder again.
Yeah.
Plays Jason. Little fun fact that I always like to bring up: Ken Kersinger, the guy that plays Jason in Freddy vs. Jason, is actually a stunt coordinator on here, and he's actually the guy that gets thrown up against the mirror in the diner. No, he's in the diner.
I thought he got hit by the car too.
He might. Maybe he does.
That was one stunt. I thought he got
I know he gets thrown into the mirror, but we might have to look that up.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Probably not.
It was just something that was in my mind when I was researching Kane Hodder. So,
he is in the movie though. So Ken Kersinger is in the movie. So, and he does play Jason.
He did do a stunt. And I might have gotten that one from the documentary on Kane, To Hell and Back.
Gotcha.
Where he was talking about it, and how the studio snubbed him and didn't give him the role in Freddy vs. Jason, and gave it to Kersinger. Yeah.
Sore subject.
So yeah. So basically, he did a stunt in the movie, and that was his experience playing Jason Voorhees, and that was basically
all that they needed.
The excuse they were using, that, you know, he had experience, you know, and we're going to go with him.
Okay.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Okay, moving on.
That's okay. He got Hatchet later, which is awesome.
Crickets. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Give me that over.
Right.
Freddy versus Jason. Any day. All right, here we go.
Character.
Right.
Yep.
Part 9.
Friday night.
Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, which again is not the final fucking Friday.
Nope, sure isn't.
So after talking with Adam Marcus,
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched it.
Again,
And, you know, this movie is not that bad.
it's not.
And the reason why I say it is for two reasons, if anything. One, the acting is strong in this movie. For as much shit as this movie gets, I will not take away anything from the acting because the acting is pretty fucking phenomenal in this movie. And two, this one brings it back to where you get the kills that you want, you know, and they don't butcher them, you know. They try not to, but you know, you have a resemblance of a Friday the 13th movie. And actually, there's three reasons. One, and the other one, three, is it's something different. Again, how many fucking times do we have to go through the woods, kill campers, counselors? You can only do it so many times. This was a completely different ball game. And, you know, a lot of people, again, like Clint said, a lot of people shit on this movie.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because it doesn't have Jason in it. That's the number one gripe about this movie. It doesn't have Jason.
That's it. You know, and if you follow Adam Marcus at all or listen to any of his interviews, including the one that we did, you know, he'll let you know that was a requirement for him to write the movie. Like when Sean Cunningham offered him the chance to do that, you know, to write and direct a film, you know, the first thing, his first order of business was get the hockey mask out of the movie. Mm-hmm. You know, because for some reason Sean Cunningham was tired of being known for that. Mm-hmm. and just wanted to change it, you know, and he did that. You know, you get him a little bit in the beginning, get a little bit at the end, you know. Technically he's all through the movie, mm-hmm. but it's just not in physical form. Mm-hmm. You know, he's just passing from person to person, you know, which is not an original idea. It's been done a few times before. It was really gross to watch it, and there were some really cool kills, and it was neat that basically anybody could be Jason, you know, or, well, I'm sorry, Jason could be anybody, mm-hmm. you know, because he would pass into their body and basically act through them. So Stephen Williams was awesome. I mean, how do you get any cooler than that? You know,
you don't.
Freaking Crichton Duke is probably one of the most amazing characters I've ever seen in a Friday the 13th film. He has some great lines. You know, I mean, who doesn't remember that one line? You know, oh, tell me what you think of when you hear this. Jason Voorhees, he goes, I think of a little girl in a pink dress shoving a hot dog through a donut hole. I mean, who the fuck says that shit? That's hilarious. I love that guy.
Yes. And what's cool, too, is Kane plays double duty in this. He's Jason, and he's a security guard that gets killed by Jason, which is fucking hilarious. Like,
yeah, and he even sat there and called Jason a pussy before it happened.
Yeah, yeah. See,
it's so cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it's again, it may not be the most original idea because, like Clint said, you know, passing from body to body to body, it's been done.
Yeah, it's been done before,
but not with Jason. Mm-hmm. And again, like Clint said, you get him throughout the movie. You know, they show glimpses of him when he's possessed somebody. They look in the mirror, and it's not them that they see Jason. So it's like, it's not like he's not in the movie. He's just not the one running around, you know, killing everybody with the hockey mask on.
Yeah, so, you got all the typical Friday the 13th tropes in the first few minutes of the movie. You know what I mean? And they even continued them a little further after that because you got the tent scene, you know, and Jesus Christ, I forgot what I was going to say, but something all prepared. Now I don't have it. I mean, and the diner scene was awesome as shit.
Diner scene was badass, man.
It was almost lampooning itself. You know, oh, you know how that was another one. How typically in a Friday the 13th film, you know, you got murdered if you had sex, right? You know,
yes.
Well, they technically didn't do that in this movie. They didn't get murdered because they had sex. They got murdered because they had unsafe sex. So he actually threw that in, where they got out the condom and then tossed it and decided not to use it. And then they got murdered. So, yeah.
See?
So there was messages in this movie that just people weren't paying attention to. They're just like, there isn't enough Jason. This movie sucks.
Yeah. Don't have unsafe sex.
Right.
And you won't get murdered by a psychopath.
Right.
Dude, I got this number 7 on my list. As we got Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in the background.
Exactly.
Can't beat it.
My daughter is singing very loudly in the other room, and it coming right through the door. I have Jason Goes to Hell at number 6. I love this movie. I don't care if you agree with me.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
It's good.
It's good. It is very good. I think I'm going to have to redo my goddamn ratings. We'll get there. All right. Whew. Jason X. Whew. David Cronenberg is at the beginning of this movie.
Yes.
I don't like this movie.
Yeah?
I really don't. It just feels like it's shoehorned in here, like you have to go to space. Like, okay, now we've hit the point of the Oakland Raiders in movies. You go to space to die. Just like football players go to Oakland to die. Used to, not anymore. But I just didn't see the point of it. Now Uber Jason is awesome. Uber Jason's fucking wicked. Don't get me wrong there. But did we have to go to space? Can we just been on Earth? Like, had that? Well, kind of got that with Roseblood anyway. Kind of, sort of. So I mean, I just don't like Jason in space.
It felt to me like they were reaching for ideas. It's not that I hated it. I thought it was a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, I thought
it's a fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, and they gave you some nice visuals. Everything from heads getting taken off to heads getting bashed in. After they get frozen. That's
killing a franchise.
People getting murdered inside of like a virtual reality video game.
It's sucked out of the side of a fucking spaceship through a grate.
Right, through a hole. You know what I mean? A lot of cool stuff in there. It's just, they had to concoct a story, a futuristic story and how to get Jason into space. And they did that, and then they had to figure out how to send him back to the lake because you got to leave it open to make another movie. So, and they did that too.
Which they still haven't continued it from.
I think they sent him to another planet.
I wonder if he killed all the aliens.
Just a lot like Earth. And there's people there.
Yeah, it's the Jetsons.
Yeah. Oddly enough, they spoke English.
He fucking killed all the Jetsons. God damn it. Fuck. Oh, well.
So, I ranked it at number 10.
I got number 11. I got number 11.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to go to Frederick versus Jason. Now, this movie's fun as fuck.
Yeah, people dump on this one.
People shit all over this fucking movie. I love this movie. This movie is fun as fuck. I mean, you have Robert Englund as Freddy. They didn't cop out and get somebody else like they did with Jason.
Yeah.
Now, Ken Kersinger, again, absolute all the respect in the world. Oh, again, Jason X.
He did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah. That was Kane Hodder's last portrayal as Jason. Yeah. Ken Kersinger did fucking amazing.
He did a good job.
And all the reasons that they say why they didn't bring back Kane, if you really, really think about it, and no disrespect to Kane, but it made a little bit of sense. How you gonna have Freddy and Jason be the same fucking size? I mean, kind of make a lot of sense, especially the fact that Jason is, fucking, he was never that big. To see that, and that was the thing that I didn't like, was the fact he was never that big throughout the movie. So it's like, why did he go through a fucking growth spurt?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jason's been different sizes throughout the entire franchise, because he's always been played by different actors, But, if they were worried about, them appearing to be the same size on screen, they could have done something,
Boots,
different
a
to
low boots.
change your perspective. You know what I mean? They've got camera trickery for things like that. I mean, you've seen
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings, right? They're making normal sized people look like hobbits, while they're acting with full size people who
Did
look
we
like
really just
giants.
compare Freddy versus Jason, Lord of the Rings? We are
I'm
definitely losing
talking
members
about
tonight.
perspective,
We
and
are
you
losing members tonight. Those
using.
two things should never be in the same sentence. Holy
All
fuck!
right, you're right. I take it back.
No, you're fine. Go.
Strike
No,
those remarks from the
you're right.
record.
You're right. But you're right. I mean, you could have changed perspective. You could have done
Right.
anything. You could have made something work. And don't
They
say
could have
that you
found a way to
couldn't.
make him look
Yes.
larger on
Yeah.
screen. Unless, of
Easily.
course, you're going wide and you're
Yeah.
showing full movements.
Not to mention the person that directed it, Ronnie Yu.
Hell, do a stand-in if you're that worried about
Ronnie Yu. He did all kinds of Japanese action movies. I can't remember. I don't know if he did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I don't think he did, but that's what this movie fucking reminded me of half the time, especially at the end where they start picking each other up and throwing them and shit like that. I was like, God damn, what are we doing? It should have been in a wrestling ring. That's what they should have done. But I mean, again, they could have easily made it work. But aside from that, this one had some inventive kills for a fucking a behemoth with a machete. I mean, the very first kill he hits is fucking insane. Just absolutely guts this kid on the bed and then fucking folds him up in a mattress. Like, that is fucking brutal. I mean,
yeah, that was a nasty looking kill, and that was cool. I liked it.
It's fucking awesome. It was great. And Freddy, of course, has his comedic aspect of it. With was it Jason Hughes with the with the caterpillar with the hookah. He gets high and shit. Like, what? Where did that come from? Like, again, the movie is fucking fun, and it's Kelly had a really good cast. Kelly Rowland was hilarious in it when they tried to get her to do mouth to mouth with Jason when he was drowning. I mean, it had its moments. I mean,
it had its moments.
So
the character I think most people seem to take issue with was the leading young lady.
Yeah, Monica.
Monica. Yeah. I mean, she was okay. She did get a little annoying.
She was annoying.
Very much so. Yeah. But hey, she did the part justice. I felt. It's not like she was horrible.
No, I mean, again, I mean, you're.
And I didn't hate the story. I didn't hate.
No,
the story.
I did not mind the story. And if you think about it, like, this was a continuation from part 9. Again, if anybody's seen the end of part 9, you got to see Freddy's glove take Jason's mask to hell.
Yeah.
Now you got this one where he's trying to come back, so he gets Jason to strike fear into everybody to get him stronger.
10 years later, we get this movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't say I was disappointed. I can't say it was like the best fucking movie ever, but I will tell you it's a fun ass movie. This movie you can put on any day of the week, sit down and have a good time, have a couple beers and drink it. And, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
So I, as far as my ranking goes, I put it number 9.
That's where I've got it. Number 9.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Last one. As far as the major franchise goes, 2009 reboot.
It's only one place left for it to go for me.
Yeah, it's number 10 for me.
Well, for me, it's into the 11th spot because I gave the 10th spot to Jason X. I do not hate this movie. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think what they were given, how they did it, I think they did it well. They basically combined 1, 2, and 3 into one movie. You got his origin story as usual. You got his sackhead, Jason, and then he finds his mask all in the same movie. So they combine, basically, I'd say basically, 1, 2, and 3. Again, he's huge. He's played by fucking Derek Mears. So he's huge. He has hair. He has a pretty good lock of hair. So I mean, he looks good. Like this Jason looks good. Now, what I do not like, and I can't say like I don't like it. I just we're in 2009, so I know why they did it. But now he's fucking smart now. He he's lived out in the wilderness for however long. Instead of a cabin, like in part 2, now it's just like this underground cave system.
Yeah.
But to me, man, he's too fucking smart. He's way too fucking smart for what he's supposed to be. I mean, he puts bear traps out, throws a switch when, he hears stuff outside, and he's got spotlights. That's a little extreme for me. I don't know how you feel about it.
Seems a little bit more like a doomsday prepper than he does some, like supernatural killer. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even have an issue with a lot of that stuff. The thing that struck me the hardest was taking a hostage, or a captive, I should say, not a hostage. It's almost like he wanted a best friend or a girlfriend or something. He never behaved like that before, ever, in any of the other movies. And it's just so far removed from what I was used to that I just had trouble accepting it.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a terrible idea. It just didn't match up with anything that I previously come to know or think was cool about it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
That happened, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And I hated every character in this fucking movie.
He doesn't take people captive; he murders them.
Yeah, and I hated everybody in this movie. I didn't care if everybody fucking got wiped out. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't care. Now I will tell you, some of these girls had some nice titties, and you did get to see them.
Sure.
And that is one of the worst fucking lines I've ever heard in any movie.
Especially,
you have great nipple placement.
Okay.
What? What? That is a line uttered in this movie.
Well, and in fairness, in this movie, they talked about drinking piss like right in the first 5 minutes of the movie. You know what I mean? And I was like, what is this? But I mean,
did this film like a Texas Chainsaw more than a Friday 13th?
They were smoking dope, so I could kind of like let that go. You know what I mean? You're gonna have weird conversations.
I never talked about drinking piss.
Sure, you just talked about other weird stuff, but for whatever reason, this dude, I think there was like a survivalist theme throughout this movie, and
I'll give you that. I guess
that's kind of like why. Yeah. That's just where my brain's going, where they're talking about the whole drink and piss thing. Like you can do it a little bit before it becomes toxic to you. But I do disagree where he claimed that you could drink somebody else's piss. I don't think you can do that. I think that's...
Who gives a fuck if you can or can't? I don't want to.
Toxic regardless.
I'll just drink my own pee. Why is this a conversation?
Bear Grylls might be watching this right now. He might tell me I'm full of shit. Bear Grylls, if you're watching, hit me up in the comment section. I want to know. Can you drink somebody else's piss?
Or come on the show and tell us what you've seen in a horror movie that can and can't happen.
Yeah.
Can you eat your own poopy?
Jesus Christ.
Like if you can drink your own piss, can you eat your own poop? Is it just like a meatloaf?
Oh God, stop.
Just saying. I mean, if you're gonna drink your pee-pee.
Thank God I ate already.
If nobody else did, it's probably don't have any fucking viewers. I don't know what we did.
Yeah, they're like, wow, you know how it goes. Oh, what is this? Oh, we're talking about Friday the 13th again? Oh, a ranking video? Okay, I'm out.
All right, guys. Well, fuck you guys then. You do your ranking video. I'll make sure you all wind up in the negatives. I'll make sure somehow, some way you guys. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's we just wanted to come on real quick for. I mean, Friday the 13th. It's
just
fucking
for a
Friday the 13th.
fun thing, tribute to Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Here we are, and this is the year that Jason Goes to Hell celebrates his 30th anniversary.
Yeah. The most hated fucking movie in the franchise.
The one
30th
that everybody
anniversary.
hates but me, apparently.
Right. I like it.
Okay,
it's number
cool.
7.
All right.
Damn. Fucking part 8 got shit on. Part 8 got the.
It did.
Didn't you put that at the bottom?
I did.
Fuck. See, part 8. That's
my apologies if you like that movie.
That's why nobody's watching. I'm surprised Ryan hasn't just completely and utterly come on here and crucified us.
I don't even remember if he even likes Friday the 13th movies. He never talks about them.
That's true. That's true.
I'm sure he's seen them. I just don't know if he likes them.
Yeah, he hasn't been very adamant or vocal if he has. So
no, he has a lot more to say about the Halloween franchise than he does about Friday the 13th.
Oh, does he ever?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't lying on that one, boy. All right,
that's
so
not what this is about.
In case you guys, there's not really in case because you guys didn't fucking tune in. Now I'm going to go over my rankings right down the line. So fuck you all.
Do it.
All right, so. Number 1 is part 6. Number 2 is part 2. Number 3 is part 7. Number 4, part 4. Part 5 is number 5. Yeah. Part 6, number 1. Fuckers. Doing it. Okay. Oh, God. Part 8 got fucking destroyed. Number 12. Mm. Yeah. Jason Goes to Hell is number 7. Jason X number 11. Freddy vs. Jason number 9. And the 2009 reboot is number 10. So, what do you got?
Recapping. Okay.
Recap.
I'm just going to do them in order of importance for me. So we're going part 2 is number 1.
Yep.
Part 6 is number 2. Part 4 is number 3. Part 1, I have it number 4. Part 5 is 5. Part 6. I'm sorry. No, part 9.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. Part 9 I have ranked as number 6. Part 7 is 7. Part 3 I have in the number 8 slot. Freddy vs. Jason I have in part 9 in the number 9 slot. Jason X as the 10th. I put the remake number 11. And I stuck part 8 all the way at the end. Sorry, guys. I know you love it, but not me.
Gross. Guess next time y'all will go to fucking New York instead of Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, if they wouldn't have said, called it Jason Takes Manhattan, and that would have helped a little bit, I think.
I think it would have not done anything. Still, I think it still would have sucked balls. Because you debunked it at the very beginning, like. You're in a boat, you're in a lake, and then the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, you're not necessarily landlocked, but you're not taking a stream out to the ocean.
I'm pretty sure,
Yeah. It's just crazy. So if he didn't get on the boat at the lake, then he had to get onto it basically at the harbor, which means he had to leave the lake in order to do it. And we all know
that it's not possible.
Leave the lake a lot.
And how many times this motherfucker got to get electrocuted? Get brought back. That's twice. Once was by lightning, I could see that, and then this is just a fucking power cable that's at the bottom of a lake. Are you kidding me? Fuck. Okay, I hate number 8.
I don't know how to talk about that one.
And
I feel like there's been a progression. Like we changed your mind about this at some point because you used to really like part 8, and now you don't.
I'm not saying that I don't like part 8. I'm saying it is batshit crazy, and from a critical standpoint, from what we do, it is god awful.
Yeah.
As a Friday the 13th fan, fuck everybody that says that movie sucks because that movie's awesome. Yeah. I just wish he didn't teleport.
Yeah,
that's my thing. Because please tell me, had a motherfucker material. I was watching some asshole run up the steps into a building, and then he's up there and throws him out the window. Come the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to convince me otherwise. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's just and again, I try to give everything a chance.
Yeah. But I mean, his character is always kind of written like that. He would just show up someplace you weren't expecting him to, and you're like, well, how the hell did he get there?
Bitch, he fucking no. He was up the steps before that old fuck. And that dude was hauling balls.
Okay.
So there ain't none of that. There's no debunking that, dude. You're not doing it. Oh, we know he shows up. Yeah, he shows up at some places. He was there. He was waiting for him. So no, you are not changing my mind. Motherfucker, teleport it. Okay? Teleport.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just
multiple
saying
times.
He's done it before.
Motherfucker ain't done before. That's what he gets for coming back from. If you get struck by lightning, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You become like you're like an X-Men. Like now you can like fucking teleport and.
Well, this is where Part 9 helps it out because, you get the Necronomicon, you start throwing in all this like supernatural shit. Oh, magic. Here we go. So now he's capable of some of these things because you just chuck all logic out the window at this point. It's fucking magic.
What do you do? So I feel like we're going to have division here. I feel like we're going to have my fans and your fans. I feel like this is where we're going here. Like what?
Right.
Hey, Nate, you just made a fuck ton of people happy by bringing up the Necronomicon.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm trying to.
And a bunch of people are angry because that's the thing that people hate about Part 9.
Not the dagger that,
fucking hell.
Not the dagger that can kill him.
Right.
That makes total sense. Motherfucker gets blown up in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Blown the fuck up. That don't kill him because his heart. Oh, but this fucking dagger that. Okay. This is another one of those movies I tried to make sense out of a blurry pay-per-view.
Right.
And it did not work.
Yep.
What the fuck? So.
None of them are perfect.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. And again, this list is our opinion. I know everybody else has theirs. They're like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and Clint just said it. None of them are perfect. There's not one on this list that's perfect because there's always something wrong with something somebody does.
Yeah. And this is that unique thing where this series is so loved and it's so diverse, people's opinions of it. Everybody's going to have a different ranking of it. Like, it doesn't matter who you talk to. They might have some of the same ones that are their favorites, but if you go the whole way through the list, you're going to get a lot of variation.
And I think that's a testament to this franchise, but at the same time, it's so annoying that you can do this with 12 movies. Like, you can literally pick up a piece of paper and rank 12 movies. Like, why was that ever conceived? Like, if there would have been only 4, let's just say if there would have been 4. Yeah. Do you think this franchise would even still be, as popular as it is now?
No, they'd have stopped it after Part 4.
Yeah.
You'd have a lot more people agreeing as to what their favorites are.
Yeah. I think so too. I think 2 would always blow the doors off the other ones. If that was the case, if there was only 4 movies, it'd be 2 and 4. You'd have to go between those 2.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of people saying that Part 4 was their favorite. Mm-hmm. You already have a lot of people saying.
Part 4 you already have favorite. A lot. Yeah, exactly.
Because that was the one that basically ended it. That's when Jason stopped being alive. They did kill him in that one.
Mm-hmm. They had a machete slide down his fucking face in all of its glory. Mm-hmm. But again, I mean, you have to look at the whole entire landscape. I mean, you have 12 movies. Mm-hmm. There is you just said it best. I guarantee you nobody's list is good. Barely anybody's list is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Barely anybody's.
Ask 5 different people, you're going to get 5 different answers.
Yeah, and we'll post our rankings. so y'all can shit all over them.
Yeah, you could shit all over it. Yeah.
I don't care. But yeah. So we just wanted to hop on Friday the 13th because it would have been kind of fucked up if we didn't come on and say something. We have our interview with Ron here in like 20 some minutes. Yeah, he said he might try to get on early, so that's going to be a Zoom call. So that's not going to be on the groups.
No,
but we will have it on YouTube's on the channel.
Sure will.
So we will holler at you guys later on. We'll see the normies tomorrow for the hangout. Adam Backus is fucking chomping at the bit to get on this one.
Yeah.
He's going to be, you know what's going to be crazy? He's going to be the fucking expert on this one.
I don't know. Abby's going to have a good run at it because she's way into cryptids. So I think this was her idea originally, was to do cryptids.
I think it was between both Abby and Adam. I think they were both like.
As soon as he heard it, he was ready for it. He said, yeah, let's do cryptids.
Like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm like, oh, God. Like, here we go.
So I'm going to let them do a lot of talking tomorrow because I haven't watched nearly the number of cryptid movies that they have.
I haven't seen a lot of the movies, but I've read a lot about cryptids. At least like 20 of them. Yeah, 20. Yeah. Adam will have like 200. I'm like, dude, I don't know where the fuck you pulled these from. I know a lot of them were in Maryland.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah, Maryland, only 2 hours away. Wacky.
Yeah.
Wacky. So yeah, so we will see you norms tomorrow, and like I said, we got Ron Sloan, and we'll put that on the YouTube channel as soon as we's done. So love you guys again.
Yep.
Happy Friday the 13th.
That's right.
And don't make sure you leave milk and cookies out for Jason.
Yeah.
He'll fucking kill you. And please don't have unprotected sex.
Yep.
Love you guys.
Make sure you kick your mom.
Yeah, exactly.